Well, hello. Welcome to the show. I'm Christie Love. I'm your host. And wow, today's topic is something that I think a lot of people can use. I know I did back in the day. It's called the power of presentation. And as business owners, as professionals, most likely at some point in your life, if not often, you're going to be required to give presentations. And it's definitely important to be able to deliver these presentations in a way that's extremely impactful and useful to your audience. But I know a lot of people have challenges in this area. So we're going to go over techniques that can help you to really enhance your presentation skills. And let me just go over some areas that presentation may be required within your field. It could be used to deliver a sales pitch, right? Conducting a training session, or if you are doing a presentation skills or using presentation in any type of area to train people, that's very, very important. Or if you're giving a public speaking presentation on stage. The stage can be virtual or it can be in person, but that's a strong factor. People don't think about it. They think that public speaking is only speaking, but no, it's actually presenting. And there's a lot of ways that you can do that in an effective way that's really going to help your audience. We're going to go over a few things, a few tips that can help you to really ease the stress, right? Ease the stress and tension and just allow you to just give your absolute best when you're on stage. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is overcoming stage fright. Now, that's a big one. People tend to think that, oh, I can talk a lot or I can talk well, but when you're on stage and then you have 20, 30, 40, 100, 1,000 people looking at you, the game is a little bit different, right? You're thinking like, what are these people thinking about me? Are they judging me? Or are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to make fun of me? Am I going to do a great job? All of these things, are conjuring up in your head when you're giving a presentation. So we're going to go over some ways that you can kind of ease the tension there and really deliver an impactful speech. So, the first step is to really uh, prepare your speech, thoroughly prepare. Now, what does preparing thoroughly encompass? That means taking some time because it takes a little time. And I just want to give you a suggestion. This is a mistake that I made when I first started speaking. I was so excited to speak, and I'm sharing this because I have a client who just experienced the same thing. Speaking gigs started coming, and he was just taking anyone, that came along. Again, I did the same thing, but what we forgot at this time is preparation. Right? It takes preparation to really deliver a engaging presentation with confidence and in a way that's going to reduce the anxiety. When you feel like you're not prepared, you're not going to give your best. And when you feel like you're not prepared, you haven't really taken the time to make sure that the presentation is going to resonate best with that audience. And so for me, I try to get at least 2 weeks notice or preparation time, 1 week at very least. But usually I will schedule a public speaking event 2 weeks in advance. So it gives me time to practice, to research my topic, to research the audience, the company. All of these things are factored. Make sure that my notes really flow very well and to know my topic well enough to be able to answer any questions or objections that they may have. Now that's when you're seen as a expert, and that's when have more confidence as a speaker or as a presenter. Is when you're able to, off the cuff, answer any question or objections that come along. And you can only do this when you practice and you prepare thoroughly. Now, the mistake that I made prior when I first started out was that I remember one time I had, it was like 5 different events in 5 different cities within, like, I say 3 weeks time. I had no time for preparation. Even though the topic was similar, there were different audience members, there were different audiences. And so I had to tailor my message to fit each group. And I wasn't able to do that because I didn't have the time to do it. I was busy, dealing with home life, tragedies were happening during that time, and I was flying to different cities that I haven't, been exposed to, and required to give these presentations. And then there's all the event, you know, uh, things that were going on, event happenings, meetings and dinners and other people who were speaking that you have to, of course, watch their presentation as well as promoting my own products and services. There's a lot that goes on besides just giving a presentation when you're doing it big. Now, if you are in the corporate world and you're giving a presentation, the rules still apply. You want to make sure that you thoroughly prepare your presentation before you get in front of that group. Now, another way that can help you when you to kind of ease the tension where you're speaking is breathing techniques, doing some breathing and visualizing techniques. Some people do them, some people don't. I really, really believe that when you breathe in a way that's comfortable, right, allows you to ease the nerves, relax your body so that you can be more effective. And the best technique that I can give that will enhance your breathing and your diaphragmatic breathing and the oxygen and energy that flows in your body that gives you that impactful energy that you need to dynamically present on stage is diaphragmatic breathing. And that involves you breathing from your stomach, right? Belly breathing. And you may, if you ever did yoga, remember that they usually practice this belly breathing, right? Or diaphragmatic breathing. So when you breathe, you want to fill your stomach in, fill your lungs up, and then breathe out from your mouth. So it's best if you can breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth, but using your diaphragm. You can certainly go on YouTube. There's a lot of videos on diaphragmatic breathing. Usually I give those to my clients. They can practice a little bit more, because when you're breathing only through your throat area here, you're going to run out of oxygen. And when you're running out of oxygen and you're already nervous and you're in front of a group of people, the results are not too pleasing. And so practice deep breathing exercises. And I encourage you to maybe do that before in the car or in the restroom or something like that before you actually enter the room or go on stage. But that's just a tip there. Another way that's going to help you to really ease the tension, and not only ease the tension, but really be able to deliver a great presentation. And when you deliver a great presentation, this involves speaking in a way that inspires, motivates, encourages, and hopefully persuades your audience to take some kind of action. Hopefully that's to lead them to find out more about your products and services, more about you as an expert. And the best way to do that is to focus on your message, focus on serving, okay? Think about it. When you're thinking about all of my anxiety, I have anxiety, all this self-doubt, and what was this and what was that, and who's looking at me and who's thinking about me, and what are they gonna, am I gonna get a great standing ovation at the end, or are people gonna retain this information, or all these things? That takes the focus off of your audience. So what you want to do is you want to speak from your heart. Get out of your head. Speak from your heart. And speak coming from the place of serving. So have a serving mindset. Listen, your job is to help transform their lives in some kind of way with your message, with your story. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Okay? But to help your audience in some kind of way. It's not about you. When you're on that stage, it's not about you anymore. It's about them. And so as a speaker, as a presenter, it should be your duty, your job to present and give as much value as you absolutely can with your message. Now, when you're able to shift that mindset and take that focus off of yourself and only focus on how you can best serve that audience, that's when all the nervousness and all the insecurities and when they stay in your comfort zone, all of those things start to wash away. It does. Trust me. I've written a book about it. My book is called From Stage Fright to Superstar, because I was one of those people who experienced stage fright. But that's when everything shifted. When I stopped thinking about myself. As my hair right, my curls tight, makeup on right, where they're gonna think my outfit right. No, you do those things before you come into the room, before you get in front of that audience. Okay, that's when the shift happens. Now, when you are working on a compelling presentation, a lot of presentations use PowerPoints. And PowerPoints can be effective, yet they can be very ineffective as well. So when you're thinking about your PowerPoint presentation, you want to make sure that they're clean, they're simple, you have easy, clean fonts. And a lot of people know this, but still a lot of people do not do it. Now, PowerPoint presentations are not to be read. They're not your notes. You do not read your PowerPoint presentations verbatim. I've seen this happen, and it is boring, 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 boring. And if you're watching my show, you're not boring. You don't want to be boring. You want to serve. And so, know your slides, right? And make them interactive. Add charts and diagrams and other information that allows the presentation to be enhanced in a way that increases your message engagement, right? And makes it more memorable to your audience. Remember, that's what they're here for. They're here to get value from you because you are an expert. Now, one thing you can incorporate into your presentation is really going to ante up your credibility and make your presentation more memorable is to use stories. Now, stories, again, can be done in a way that is not effective, in a way that is extremely effective. Listen, storytelling should be very engaging. It should be memorable, and it should be impactful. Now, what you don't want to do, and I've seen this happen many, many times, is ramble. People rambling, talking all about me. Negative. You want to make sure that your presentations are clear and relevant to your audience. But not only that, there's a certain flow that your stories should follow. And that is it should have a beginning, right? A beginning of maybe not so beginning, time in your life or in your career when things weren't going so well. And then it took a big nosedive down. However, but then you learned some things along the way, some tips, tricks, techniques, people helped you along the way. You learned some things kept rising. And now here you are today. You're this expert, you have all this knowledge, you have all this education, background, experience, what have you. And now you are giving all that to your audience in a short amount of time. But see how that builds your credibility? And not only builds your credibility, but it increases your like factor, your trust factor, and also you as an expert. Remember, people like and they buy and they want to be around people who are experts. So if that's your mission, right? If that's your mission, then I want you to make sure that you are using storytelling within every presentation. If you really listen to this presentation here, you can rewind it if you like, but you'll see that I've intertwined different stories, of other people or me or something that kind of helps me to establish a bond with you and helps you to establish a more bond with me because it's relatable. And hopefully one of these stories will have sparked something within you and that you're like, wow, I used to feel that way, or I know a friend who feels that way and I can help her. You see how that works? What you're doing is you want to evoke emotions when you're speaking in front of an audience as well. You can do this by using your story. So when you share your story that really resonates with your audience, it has a great backstory of something that you truly came out of, some journey that was very difficult for you. you came out of it, now you're a shining star, and now you have the information and knowledge to help someone else. That's what sparks emotion. I know for me, I get so inspired by listening to those people's story. I do. That's why my whole show, when I'm interviewing other guests, I want to hear their story. I want to hear their journey. I'm so intrigued by that. I want to know, where did you come from? You know, what happened in your life that caused you to really transform and change into this amazing person doing these amazing things. And now you have tips and strategies and techniques to share with my audience. So I want you to give, because you have gone through so much. And now you know that you have the ability to serve. And my audience is always ready to listen and to learn and to apply these techniques and tips and information to your life to make your life better in some kind of way. That's what it's all about. That's why you're doing what you do. I hope. I know that's why I do what I do, because I've had a lot of hardships. I've had a lot of trial. I have a lot of tribulations, but I share that. I share that to allow people to better connect with me, because I want to connect with you too. And so think about ways that you can increase your area of expertise by using the power of stories. So we talked about a few things today: how to overcome stage fright, how to use storytelling in your presentations, and how to create winning presentations. Right. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you reach out to me. My website is www.beseenbeloved.com. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place. And as always, much love and success. Bye for now.
Are you a professional struggling to speak confidently in front of others? Do you have trouble giving presentations or leading teams? Are you finding it difficult to sell to clients? At Be Seen Beloved, we understand the challenges you face. That's why we're here to help. With our expert guidance and training, you'll gain the confidence you need to excel in your business and career. Whether you're looking to lead groups, speak to larger audiences, or train people in your corporation, we can help. Our unique approach will not only improve your business connections and increase your income, but it will also lead to a happier and more fulfilled life. So why wait? Take the first step towards success and visit us at www.beseenbeloved.com today.